Morning with Max. Good morning, folks, and welcome to another Morning with Max. If you don't know me, I'm Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream host, and various other things here at City State Entertainment, where we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. And since I often get asked this, no, it's not just me here. I've got Mike, my neighbor, the whole artist pit around that corner where the TV is. There's all the programmers. And over on this side, we have the UI team, Wave UI team. Yeah. The UI pit, if you will. So, yeah, it's another busy Friday here. Good morning, Lodoween, Fomin, Telowin, Fubuwu. Good morning from the Nevada desert. You should get indoors. Lodoween, good morning, Explosion. Yes, that's how it works. Boris Badanov, good morning to you. Lyrox, good morning. Yomi, morning. No more Mr. Bigley, morning to you. Hi there, Protest the Bread. How you folks doing today? Lothrop, hey there. Lyrox, how are you doing today? I am doing good. Looking forward to another busy Friday, as I mentioned. We will, I know we would like to have a test, as, of course, we'd always like to have tests. I don't know what the status of that is, but I'm sure we'll be able to give you an update this afternoon, because we do our Friday afternoon end of week wrap up and Q&A stream. That's in 5.5 hours from now at 4 p.m. our time. Excuse me. Boris, I'm well, thanks. Good to hear. Or read. Welcome to the Morning with Max stream. Have all of y'all read the latest lore story in the last newsletter? I've got to see about getting that up on our website. Grimslag, good morning. Yummy, oh, I have it. I'll take a look at that. Well, there you go. Lodoween, did I miss you reading it like I missed the evening test? No, I have not read it on stream. Although that would be a fun thing to do. I've been too busy. Yomi, got any exciting plans this weekend, Max? Gonna be viewing Apartments to Live. And hopefully playing some D&D. I wish, Lodoween. I wish. Protest about DMing or as a player? DMing. I'm actually running 2 campaigns right now. One is Dungeons and Dragons, and the other is a indie RPG called Blades in the Dark. Very fun game, where players play as criminals in a haunted steampunk city. Uh-oh, Yomi. Nice. I'm taking the girlfriend to IKEA for the first time, which will be fun. And then we have a D&D session on Saturday. Oh, boy. You are in for an exciting weekend, Yomi. Best of luck. Grimslag. Game of Thrones Season 8 this weekend, also. Right on. That's cool. Yomi talking about D&D stuff. This will be our third session. I've spent much more time this weekend actually preparing. So I'm feeling much better about this session than last weekend. Still finding my sea legs DMing social encounters. Wait until you have to DM sea encounters. Then you'll really need your sea legs. Yomi, just made harder by very non-talkative players. Don't force it, Yomi. If they're interested in talking to somebody, they'll talk to somebody. Don't. If they're not pushing the story forward, then the story will roll forward on its own. Boo puns, says Protect the Bread. Hardly. Strike. What is that package next to the black lamp on the shelf? I don't know. Looks like an old box of something. Or do you mean on the left of it? Un cadeau. It's like a present-shaped planter to put plants in. I don't know why it's there. I'm not even sure where it came from. Might have been one of those candy fruit things. Frozen candy fruit things that came in the mail. Yomi, I'm going to try changing up how I interact with them in character. Ask them more questions or have my NPCs say things that would necessitate a response. Well, that's not a bad idea, Yomi. Let me know how that goes. Strike. That's a good place to hide the good stuff, I guess. Unless people on stream ask me about it, and then I open it up. Although, speaking of presents, John just gave me something. It's a Lord of the Rings chess set that he found at a thrift store. And it is super cool. Look at these awesome pieces. I like how they look like ivory and wood and they've been aged. So he was showing it off to me and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then later he said, you just want it? So I said, okay. I have more tchotchkes. But this is a really cool thing. Look at this Aragorn king piece. And I think Gandalf's the queen because that only makes sense. And you've got Saruman and Barad-dûr. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. And then, like, the whole fellowship is pawns, or bunch of hobbits and then goblins or pawns on the other side. It's great. Was that Gandalf? Nice. Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White? Well, I guess it is Gandalf the... I guess it's a white chess piece, but dressed like Gandalf the Grey, so... And has the wooden staff. Yeah, dang, it is really awesome, Yomi. Thanks, John. Protest the bread. Ganyas Queen. I like that. It's silly. Yomi, I'm also trying the training approach for leveling up where they don't just get new features automatically, but they have to learn them somehow, but a few NPCs in their current town that can teach them stuff. Yomi, curious, do you have an opinion on that leveling approach or have you used it yourself? In my D&D games, yeah, I did try it once. Players didn't like it. Although I am very much enjoying the milestone XP method. It's like, it's one of those things, Yomi, where it's like, if it feels like it's just this onerous extra thing you have to do in order to level up, that it's not as fun, I think. But if it's like some kind of bonus from training, then it feels good. So, I guess putting additional obstacles in the path, not so cool. Not so fun. Putting extra bonuses in the path, that's cool. That's fun. Is there a Gandalf? I mean, I don't really get that. Asks Strike. Protest the bread. In my opinion, the training a PC goes through is quite literally the time they spend fighting monsters. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe from you know, a realism or simulationist perspective, you might want certain training. I guess, like in a particular campaign, in the right campaign, it might be interesting. But if it's just like, you know, something tacked on to a normal campaign, and it's not like some super special thing that's like tied into this campaign setting, then I'm not such a huge fan. Yumi says, fair enough, I told them that we would be trying to see how it feels. If they don't like it, then we won't do it. And that's a good policy, always. Just trying it for third level. I might add something in there, like training with such and such means they gain new allies, or join an organization or something. Yeah, that can be cool. I run games like that. Yummy, and that's a good idea. Maybe think of something like that so it doesn't feel so onerous. Awesome. For more D&D discussion and tips, come by my evening streams on Super Commoner. Strike. I'm kind of surprised there isn't a lava lamp in the office. There is a lava lamp in the office. There are multiple lava lamps in the office. How dare you impugn our lava lamp havingness? Way down there at the other end, you can kind of see multiple lava lamps. So you are incorrect, sir. There's multiple lava lamps. Not on. Not on right now. Protest of the Bread. Has D&D inspired your writing for CU? Absolutely. Dungeons and Dragons is a big and kind of that old school feel. Very much goes into Mark's thinking, as well as mine, on the lore. I know it's, you know, considered as part of like the base, the foundation of certain mechanics. So absolutely D&D has inspired my writing for CU in many ways. Particularly thinking about it as writing for a game, which is meant to be interactive, which is meant to be a back and forth between people. A good dev studio needs a lava lamp. Well, there you go. Protest the Red Beamer should ask if tabletop gaming / settings inspired Z writing. Not the settings necessarily so much. Like, you mean like published settings? Because I almost always make my own setting for my campaigns. It's just what I liked. For me, that's part of the fun. And it gives me the freedom to do whatever I want, whatever I feel like I need to do. So I'm not sure what you mean by settings. Lava Lamp having this, yes, indeed. Legend 121. Good morning. How's the game development going? It's going really good. Legend, if you're talking about Camelot Unchained, I assume. The things are moving along nicely. We're in beta 1. We are getting into testing sieges, which is really exciting. The thing I've been most excited about myself, and I know a lot of people here and out there, sieges are kind of a highlight of Camelot Unchained. Massive battles, real-time building destruction, trebuchets launching rocks and smashing through walls, and then everyone charges in. That testing is starting. It's happening. It's really, really cool. Excuse me. Oh. Got a tickle. Protest about I actually started playing a MUD. I should ask Mark if he still plays any MUDs, since he has a direct relation to MUDs. Yeah, he's made all those cool ones, too. That would be a great question, Protest the Bread. I don't know who's going to be doing the end-of-week wrap-up and Q&A this afternoon in 5 hours and 13 minutes at 4 p.m. our time, but you all are invited back to ask questions at that time, especially questions like that one, Protest the Bread. And I mean, you can ask about MUDs to whomever is on. Really. Yomi says, I used to play in the MUD as a child. Not so much now that I'm grown, though. Well, that's a shame. You can make fun MUD castles. Foam and MUDs are a great way to game. You get a lot of close interaction with players. That never happens in other forms of multiplayer games. Yeah, I think a lot of that old school feel is something that is important. And those kind of interactions are important to Mark and Ben as they design Camelot Unchained. I haven't finished my caffeine yet this morning, Strike. Yes, I said Legoland instead of Legend. Oh God, Grimslag, please no. Please no. No thanks, Grimslag. We're good. We're good. We are good on lava lamps. Foeman, tell us everything you can about sieges before they stop you. Come back and ask in the afternoon, because we're not really hiding anything. Just lots of cool stuff is happening. In terms of like programming, I know they're working on like making things more efficient, so it runs better and better and better. It's already amazing. And we can have this real-time siege with all these characters and trebuchets going and long view distance and real-time building destruction, and then the pieces that break off the building break into smaller pieces and eventually crumble. Again, in real time. I've noticed that at least the way it works right now, when something smashes in the wall, it like forms like steps in the wall, and then I can run up the steps and over the wall and drop down on the other side, and then my Black Knight, because I'm on the Arthurian side, which are the Arthurians are attacking in our current siege scenario. They're besieging the foresty keep Cherry Keep or something. My Black Knight can run over the wall and then wreak havoc on the NPC archers that are not very smart, but getting smarter, but still some of them like shoot the floor instead of me, so I can reave through them. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, no complaining, Ludoween. I just wrote a story of potential new Viking race. Protest of the bread of lava lamps becoming a measurement of time. Something really weird about that, isn't there? Like time. Getting stoned and thinking your lava lamp is time. Grimslike, I think we should use lava lamps as a unit of measure for CU time and bananas for distance. Sure. Yomi, do you guys have a checklist or something for all the types of siege engines you plan to add at least for launch? Currently, there are trebuchets and ballistae, and sapper bombs. Anything else? Catapults, battering rams, only work on wood maybe, arrow carts, etc. I know there's going to be a lot of things, Yomi. I don't know that everything is on like a particular checklist. And don't forget magic mortars, Yomi, which are very cool and important right now. I know we're going to have lots of different kinds. It's important to designing sieges for Mark and Ben to be thinking about that. And, I assume they want as many as we can get before we run out of, the ability to make more. Ludoween, the only stoned I get are from healers. Ha 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 ha. Well, you Vikings, and you're throwing rocks at people to heal them. Protest the Red, will I be able to launch my character from a catapult? I know that's something that Mark would really, really like to make happen. The Lukerpult. Launching the Lukerpan. Swipper. Hello, Max. Hello, Swipper on the YouTube. Yomi, well, assuming you'll have a wide variety of siege engines, do you guys plan on applying the rock, paper, scissors philosophy to them as well? I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, Yomi. I don't know what the exact plans are. I'm not the designer on sieges and siege equipment, but I know that is the rock, paper, scissors mode of thinking is a foundational principle. And I know it's going to be cool. So I would not be at all surprised if some rock, paper, scissors philosophy shone through on sieges designs. Swipper, what are your plans for this weekend? Viewing apartments to move into and playing D&D, hopefully. What are your plans, Swipper? Yomi, like trebs being best for distance, but pretty fragile. Catapults being mid-range and durable. Rams being very close range, but very durable. Ballistae is an anti-siege, etc. Strike says now mortars must be highest range, but lower damage than trebs. Very cool theories. You guys should start a forum thread. Maybe you'll spark some discussion. And who knows? Maybe Mark or Ben will jump in and offer some thoughts, because this is a really cool topic. Or you can, if the designer is on this afternoon, because I don't know who's going to be on yet, you can ask then as well. They're not mutually exclusive. Foeman, ship-mounted siege weapons, catapults, ballistae, boarding decks. That's a sneaky way of asking about naval combat, which is not planned for launch. It's like one of those things that was like, we would really love to have that someday, but it's not in the plans for now. Foeman. Yomi, oh, and any word or talk about defensive siege, like magical defensive walls or something? I have heard some talk about it, yeah. Wouldn't it be cool to, like, dump boiling oil on attackers from atop your castle walls? And by cool, I mean, in real life, pretty gross and horrible, but in fantasy world, pretty freaking awesome. Swipper. Probably some work and hopefully playing an MMO with some buddies. Sounds like a good weekend, Swipper. Yomi. Oh, or mobile siege towers where players can ride in them and scale walls with them without destroying anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a thing that's been talked quite extensively about. Yomi. Don't know when or exactly what those will look like. Grips like forum threads get instantly buried by many test bug threads. Well, maybe you're posting on the wrong area of the forum, Grimslag. Yomi, since it's been discussed that walls will not be magically repaired once a keep is captured. I don't know what the story is on that, Yomi, but you know, yeah, crafters can repair stuff. But there's a lot of considerations around that I can't really speak to, because I know Mark wants there to be like a good balance between, like, yeah, you can't, like, you know, repair completely while a siege is actually actively going on or something like that. I don't know all those specifics, but that would be a great question to ask one of those, to ask him. Hooks to climb walls and ninja steal a keep. That would be awesome. Laudowina want to see the skin melt and puddle on the floor with the burning oil. Yeah, delicious. Not. Yomi, oil pots over doorways, or if you guys have grappling devices, rock buckets or buckets of boiling tar. That'd be pretty funny. I mean, fun. Not funny necessarily. Maybe funny. Tons of material for ideas, for options on both sides. Strike, what is the lore behind the Vox? A very interesting question. I don't know. Maybe I should write some. I know there's some talk on the website, but in terms of lore behind the Vox, I'm not sure such a thing has been written. Schwazzle, or Squazzle, actually. Pretty sure there's a certain race each fashion that could scale walls. Yeah, Deok. Mr. Wonderful, is the rumor true that spirit mages will make it in game before launch? Well, that's the nature of rumor, isn't it? They are not planned for before launch, as far as I know. Swipper, Max, do you know when the car store will be back, and when do you think we can buy your board game? I don't know what you mean, the car store. The car store. When do you think we can buy your board game? Hopefully soon, dude. I'm working very hard to figure out manufacturing and shipping stuff before we, before we start selling it and whatnot. That'll be pretty fun. That'll be really cool. Approaches the bread. What if we take the slain bodies of non-TDD and stack them up like the Romans would do with dirt to scale the walls? Strike. Well, the Vox was MJ's idea, right? He should know. Then ask MJ. Yomi, are there any ideas or current implementations in place? Well, you know about current implementations if you've been in a test. For how a keep is actually captured gameplay-wise, is a circle you stand in, a flag you interact with, or is that not in yet? I mean, the final version hasn't even been figured out yet. In terms of right now, I think it's a circle or something. OG Annihilus, hi there. Hi Max, how goes? It goes well. How are you, Annihilus? Oh, Ludwine has the answer. I asked that a few weeks ago and just said they are still working on it. Well, there you go. Swipper, CSE store. The City State Game Store. Oh, you mean for buying like shirts and stuff. Yeah, that'll be back someday. No idea when. No idea when. Or what that will look like when it comes back. OG Annihilus, I'm doing pretty good. Tired, but overall good. Alrighty. Strike, it's so quiet. I guess everybody went to the meeting already. I don't know if there is a meeting going on. Everybody's just quietly working. My voice is most of the sound in the office right now. Okay. So it's 11. It's time for me to wrap up this morning with Max. Come back for our end of week wrap up and Q&A in 5 hours at 4 p.m. our time. I don't know who will be doing that, but I'll be behind the camera asking your questions, etc. Or reading off your questions. Yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. Oh, Denarian saying a thank you real quick. Hi there, Denarian. Strike, if it's MJ, he better prepare for a Vox lore question. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you folks later. Hopefully I'll see you then. But either way, thank you again for joining me. This has been a really fun morning with Max. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Morning with Max.